What's going on, guys? Coming back to you. It's been a long time since I've uploaded. Last channel fell to the wayside. 2 full-time jobs, all that nonsense. Nobody cares about that. Nobody wants to hear about that. Today I'm going to talk about 4 things that I hate about my 4th gen Dodge. This is a 2013 Ram. Bought it in May of 2014, I believe. May have been 15, don't know. Really don't care anymore. Now, the first things first is the interior. It feels very cheap, I can't say fake, but it feels very cheaply made. Cheap components. It doesn't, I don't like how it feels. The steering wheel even feels weird in my hand. The dash is a huge pet peeve of mine. It looks like it was just thrown together. There was no thought or effort put into the design or the material whatsoever. It's aggravating. And this, I honestly believe, this right here should have never been textured. I work on my truck on a regular basis. I work outside. I'm a full-time firefighter paramedic. This should not have been textured. This is so hard to clean. When I grab it, it aggravates me. But a little time and effort, it does come clean. I just think it should have been a forethought. It should have been smooth, like this panel up here. Not like this. This bothers me. The other thing is these door panels. They are very, very flimsy. Very cheap, very flimsy. I get it, weight restrictions, trying to save money, profitability, yada, yada, yada. I understand that. Fact of the matter is, for the money we're paying for these trucks, there should have been a little more thought and effort put into the interior design. Now this aggravates the living crap out of me. This has been busted for almost 2 years from nothing more than normal wear and tear. I drive my truck, I put my arm right here like this, from the controls, and grab my steering wheel. That bugs me. I do enjoy the fact that it is wide, like all Dodges have known to be. It is very wide, and I like it. I have plenty of interior space. I got my girlfriend, I got 4 dogs. It is much needed to have that much interior space. The other thing that bugs me is the factory ride height. My truck is lifted 6 inches with a zone lift on 37-inch tires. I feel like, I don't know what that was, I feel like these trucks should probably have had another 2 inches of ground clearance as a stock full drive truck from the factory. Now, guys, don't hate me, my truck is filthy. I live down a dirt road right now. But just an overall view, and here she is. She is 6 inches on 37s. They're wore out, but I got a new pair at the house. I feel like I should have been able to clear 35s, and don't worry about that. I got those in my storage unit. I feel like I should have been able to clear 35s on my 4-wheel drive truck with just a leveling kit, and that was not going to happen with this truck. These are 37s, and they still rub in the front just a little bit. It's a 4-wheel drive truck. I take it outside. That made no sense whatsoever. I take it out to our camp on a regular basis, and our camp's probably 20 miles off of a main road, and it's all dirt. Rough cut roads. And pull our boats out there, and it just would have been really nice to have another 2 inches of ground clearance, especially for these boat ramps that we have that are rudimentary at best. They drop off pretty hard sometimes, and it used to have an issue with catching the rear end when it dropped off, but 6-inch lift and 37s has helped that. The other thing I do not like is this. These right here, number 3, the exterior plastic. Look at that. That is unacceptable for a manufacturer that has been in the game for so long, and the accessibility to UV resistant plastics is out there. Like, why is this faded? Why is this faded? Yet my mirrors retained somewhat of their original color. That aggravates me. Same thing with the bed caps. That drives me nuts as well. Overall, I do love the truck. Absolutely. The other thing that really bugs me about it is the factory, I don't know why this hasn't been a recall. It's affected so many vehicles. The factory manifolds are so thin that they expand to the point they snap the bolts off of the block. So you end up with this godforsaken exhaust leak. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I'll try. We'll start her up real quick. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's definitely there. It's got a noticeable tick until it warms up and it swells and then seals out a little bit of a leak. The other thing that I am so not impressed with is for 2-year models, and I fell right in the middle of it, 13, 14, they run a multiplex wiring system. So one signal wire can carry multiple signals for different components in the vehicle. So that made stuff like installing a brake controller really, really difficult. I just pulled a 20,000 pound, I could say 20,000 pound, probably somewhere between 12 and 15,000 pound travel trailer back down from the panhandle. Finding a brake controller to make that task a little bit easier was really, really difficult. You have to buy a complete harness for the truck. You have to buy that harness specific to that brake controller. I ended up running a Hopkins Insight brake controller because it was a 2-piece system and it was easily hidden. And I don't like the big bulky look of your factory dash mounted brake controllers. This one is multiple pieces. It's a progressive controller. So I mounted the control box itself under the dash, just like the directions told me to, and I've got my manual control switch here and then my digital readout here. I didn't like the big bulky ones that sit down there. I'm a big guy, I'm 6'3", I bust my knees on everything. I didn't want them sitting down here in my way. So that made it a lot easier. I will eventually upgrade to the factory unit because it does electric over hydraulic and electric brakes as well. And it is a much cleaner unit. I will eventually upgrade to that, but for right now, that's going to serve its purpose and it does it very well. But for $250 for the factory unit and then to have the computer programmed to read it and work with it, that's just what I'm going to do. So, stay tuned for more. We've got boats I'm working on this summer, well, this winter. I'm going to go back out to my fab shop this winter, start working on some things. I got some upgrades planned for the truck that are coming soon. Yeah, stay tuned. I'll see you around. Like, subscribe, share it if you want to. Leave any questions or comments in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Y'all have a good day.